Football is back and so are the pads. This offseason, the New England Patriots signed a slew of wide receivers including Nelson Aguilar and Kendrick Bourne. But on the sixth day of camp, it was third-year wideout N'Keal Harry drawing all the oohs and the ahs from the crowd with this back shoulder pass from Cam Newton, leaving the defender clueless. The Rams season was cut short last spring due to the coronavirus pandemic, but the team is returning 17 starters this fall, including Rookie of the Year running back Kevin Brown Jr., who will be joined by Purdue transfer Ty Murphy. Well, day 8 of Patriots training camp saw Cam Newton struggle a little bit out there today as he threw 2 picks, while rookie quarterback Mac Jones gained some ground on the vet, going 17 of 23 and finding Gunnar Olszewski on a pretty ball going down the route for 40 yards. In other news, Christian Barmore, the Patriots' second-round rookie, was available for practice today after leaving yesterday with a foot injury. Well, the pads are back on tomorrow, and so are we. No, not at all. I think this is the kind of series that goes the distance, and the shift happens when the teams travel to Milwaukee. And I think he's going to have a big game tonight, and for the Bucks to win this series, they're going to need Giannis at full strength heading into Game 2. Happy Hump Day, and welcome to the Sports Show. I'm your host, Talha Rao. Let's get to business. Lemoyne Dolphins men's lacrosse started this season on March 20th. It's April 28th, and the team is still undefeated. The NBA Finals tipped off last night in the Valley of the Sun as Phoenix welcomed the Milwaukee Bucks. These playoffs in particular have witnessed many stars fall to injuries to the likes of LeBron James and Kawhi Leonard. After 22 years, the Syracuse men's lacrosse team will hear a different voice in the locker room. The ex-women's head coach and an all-time great player at the school known as Air Gate will now take over head coaching duties on the men's side. But Providence's very own David Duke Jr. was not among the 60 players selected in the NBA draft last night, but the 6'5" guard will have an opportunity this summer to prove himself. Following the draft, Duke announced on Twitter that he will be signing with the Brooklyn Nets as an undrafted free agent. The exciting part, if you're a Syracuse fan, is that not one, not two, but 3 Orange defensive backs have a shot at getting drafted over the next 3 days. Do not be surprised if the playmaker of the group, Andre Cisco, gets snatched up before Melifonwu. Cisco was an All-American as a freshman and leaves Syracuse with 13 picks over a 24-game span. Maya, outside of the number 1 pick, which will be Trevor Lawrence, and the number 2 pick, which will be Zach Wilson to the Jets, nothing in this draft is really for sure. But what I can tell you is 3 Syracuse players will be coming off the board this year in the NFL draft come late April. The first guy to come off the board will more than likely be cornerback Ifeatu Melifonwu. Now a 6'3" corner, he's the most pro-style ready corner.
Looks like an absolute beast. It looks like you made the guy in a lab.
Jared Gerbino is not ready to give up the game he loves as he plays the waiting game with professional teams. Gerbino has found a way to stay close to the game by training younger athletes.
It's a huge component in pushing me and pushing other kids that have done this to keep going. You realize why you fell in love with the game.
Gerbino is helping class of 2022 quarterback Brendan Claskins with his overall game, but one area stands out to Claskins in particular.
He really emphasized working on footwork. We spent probably our first 4 sessions really just strictly on footwork.
Gerbino's knowledge of the game has helped Claskins get better in a short period of time, something that's hard for even him to believe.
It's really crazy just to see how much he's, improved my game in just a couple months.
And when he's not helping high school athletes, he's working out to keep his dreams alive.
I'm still training myself. I'm still working out over at Pursuit Performance.
Gerbino's ultimate goal is to play in the NFL, but he has not ruled out playing for a team overseas.
Some French teams, some teams in Europe wanted me to play quarterback over there, so kind of switching back to the main position I played my whole life. So it's very interesting to me. It's very intriguing.
Gerbino is looking forward to the right opportunity, and he cannot wait.
At this point in my career, it's kind of like I want to go where I'm wanted.
When it's all said and done.
This is tough, man. It's tough. It seems like everyone I talk to is pulling for Chris Paul to get his first ring in his 16th year, and I'm one of them. Syracuse is known for white Christmases, the orange, and freezing weather. Well, the Jim and Julie Boeheim Foundation has made a $35,000 donation to revamp the basketball courts around the city. To the ice, where the Tampa Bay Lightning look to strike one last time against the Canadiens to repeat as Stanley Cup champions. CP3 turns to dance on Lopez. Poor guy was left out on an island as Paul drains the patented mid-range jumper. Keep your eyes on 34 in white as Giannis comes in and pins the block on the backboard. Watch the timing here. And once he gets to the three-point line, it's all but 2 steps. In second half, Chris Paul still on the clock, doing Chris Paul things. But watch his landing here as Lopez closed in on him, reminiscent of Kawhi Leonard's injury back in 2017 against the Warriors. Paul would be all right, though. And Giannis finished with 20 and 17 rebounds. CP3 and Devin Booker combined for 59 points. Game 2 in the Valley on Thursday. Now you see me, now you don't. A few minutes later, Mikhail Sergachev with the nifty pass, and Yanni Gord finishes the deal. We're still in the first. Tampa Bay took care of business early in this one. With under 5 minutes left in the period, former Syracuse Crunch Alex Barre-Boulet puts the Lightning up 3-1. And Tampa Bay victors in this one, and you will see them come postseason. Both squads ready to go, and early on, good ball movement by the Wildcats leading to an open net for Jack Mellon. Then it's the Hornets' turn, and Isaac Ferchetti shoots a rocket in the back of the net, making the Wildcats pay. It's underhand magic. Nice stick skills there, leaving the goalie perplexed. That's unfair stuff right there by 37. Then it's Logan Wilkinson taking things into his own hands, and golly, he does have teammates, he just didn't need them there. Fayetteville Manlius goes on to win 18-7 to jumpstart their season. And it's the birthday boy, J.D. Davis, swings and misses. That's all she wrote in this one as the Sox take one from the Mets in New York. They say save the best for last, so we did. White Sox, Indians in Chicago. Carlos Rodon had himself a night to remember. Rodon was pitching a perfect game into the 9th, and with 2 strikes, he hits Indians pitcher Roberto Perez, ending the perfect bid. Rodon clearly disappointed after being so close to perfection. A no-hitter still in play, however, for 55. Here's Jason Benetti with the call.
To third, Moncada. Carlos Rodon